What's up, sports fans, and welcome to Play It Painted's coverage of Guild Ball. Today we're going to be playing, Andrew's going to be playing his Masons against Aaron's Fisherman's team. And this is a great classic matchup. On the fish, we have the power team of Shark, Salt, Sakana, Jack, Grayscales, Siren, and for the Masons, we have the classic kickoff team. So Honor, Marbles, Harmony, Mallet, Flint, Brick, and am I missing anybody? No, yeah, that's it. So there we go with the kick. Brick is going to roll the kick. He's going to scatter it right in front of Shark, and this is going to prove to be a rather interesting move because Shark is going to look at that, and he's going to measure his distance across the goal there. And this is probably the most controversial move in the whole thing. You can see Aaron's loading up Shark here. And I should point out that these are brand new teams basically for both players. Andrew usually plays Brewers. He plays a number of different guilds, and so he's picked up the Masons recently and he's learning them. Aaron, mostly a Ratcatchers player, and he's moved on to playing the fish here. So the temptation to do amazing things with the Shark right out of the gate is quite a bit. You can see Shark is going to go ahead and spend 3 right out of the gate to Tidal Surge, giving him that dodge into the ball. He's going to pick up the ball and then immediately charge Brick. So 2 things here. He's going to take Brick's counter charge right off the table, and then he's going to take a momentous dodge there with that charge attack. And then basically that's going to put him in goal threat. So with his last bit of influence, he's going to go ahead and he's going to kick a 2-die goal. I'm sorry, it's a 3-die goal, -1 for being engaged with Brick. And the score will be Fish 4, Masons 0 right out of the gate. And you see Shark using that momentum to slide up towards the top of the screen there to gain some cover. Really interesting call here. In my opinion, like, that could have cost him the entire game if he screwed up that goal run, and it still might actually cost him the game because now Shark is incredibly vulnerable. Yes, he's up 4-0, and that's fantastic. With these goal-scoring teams, it's always great to keep that lead, keep the goal pressure on, but now he has a totally unsupported captain there on Andrew's side of the field. Andrew goes ahead and throws the ball in and snaps it to Flint, and then he immediately goes into Shark with Honor, who is going to start off by declaring her legendary play, giving everybody +1 influence. Then she's going to quick time and charge Shark, knocking him down, and then doing a the next attack is going to do a momentous push dodge to get him out of cover. You can see he's pulling Shark out of cover and then doing 3 damage. Jack is going to sprint up the board. He's got to basically deal with Brick because now they have to come support their captain who has just scored. So that is what Aaron's looking to do, is he's going to pull Jack right up to the cover there, that obstacle that's right in the middle of the field. And he's checking his defenses. He's going to say, you know, he's going to be able to handle this counter charge from Brick. He says, hey, that's fine. Sprints up to the board. Brick takes the counter charge, rolls the dice. He's looking for 3 successes. He only nets 2. Actually, looking at the dice, I think he shorted himself 1 success, which would have done the knockdown, but instead he's going to go ahead and do momentous 2, and basically just do damage to Jack. So after this activation, it looks like Andrew's deciding what his options are. You know, is he going to deal with? He calls up Salt there to provide a crowd out to Brick. Salt's going to be used a little bit later in the turn. We bring it back to Andrew's activation, and he's going to go ahead and activate Harmony. Harmony's going to get in there with a knockdown Shark, and she's going to make an attack for 2 weak points. So now Shark is on the ground 3-1. She takes his armor away, taking him to 3-0 on the ground. Extremely vulnerable position and out of cover. Aaron's going to respond by bringing Salt in just to provide that crowd out. And now Andrew comes in with Mallet, who's going to also walk over to Shark and start unloading on the fallen captain here. And he's just going to throw 4 attacks on him. Each one of those attacks is going to do momentous 2 damage, and with the damage that that both Honor and Harmony had previously put on Shark, this is going to take out the fish captain. Now, here's the part that I think is probably the mistake, is when you have a player that's deep in your territory like that, he's on the ground, he's disarmed, and you're basically, he's basically your hostage till next turn, and that's incredibly important for Shark, because that feat turn in turn 2 is just going to prove absolutely horrendous to deal with. So I think the better move would have been to kill him at the start of turn 2. That way you don't have to deal with Shark this turn or next turn. Andrew's still checking out his goal path there. He doesn't quite... He thinks he has it right now. It looks like Aaron is deciding what to do. He's looking at bringing Sakana in to that middle scrum there against Brick, and so he decides to do that. He's gonna roll an attack on Brick, and he's gonna get a momentous dodge out of it. So now Aaron's trying to do a couple of things. He wants to block the goal path that Flint has, because Flint does have a fairly, and you can see Andrew measures it out several times here. He's trying to figure out, you know, if he can go from deployment line to goal line in one activation. Instead, Andrew's going to bring Brick all the way over over towards Shark there. I believe he charges Salt. And bonus times it, because he wants to move Salt out of the way, and manages to get a momentous push. Takes a picture of his bad dice rolls there. That's interesting. Yeah, so he wanted to get 2 pushes out of it, only gets the 1. He's hoping to wrap, but defense 5 is a tough thing, even with the crowd outs. Alright, so now Grayscales is going to be the next person into this middle scrum. Again, just kind of block that entire side of the board so that Flint can't get down there and score. I think this is a wise strategy. What would have actually really been nice, at least on the Mason side, would be to hold Shark hostage and actually keep Flint in around there. I might have even given Honor the ball. I might have spent Flint's turn to pass Honor the ball so that Honor can start up fresh. You're going to have a ton of momentum going into the next turn. In which case you could have softened Shark down to, you know, maybe 1 or 2 health, killed him at the start of Honor's activation to give you the momentum you need, and then you do your goal run from there. He's still measuring it out. It looks like he's gonna be a little bit short, so he's not really sure what to do there. Grayscales has managed to do the momentous where to go, and kind of position himself right again into the scrum there, just blocking a bunch of stuff. He's then going to take when Brick attacks Sakana with a miss, Sakana is then going to counterattack and then take a double dodge, basically placing him behind Jack there. And that's interesting too, because it means if Flint's going to want that, he's going to need a push dodge to get into scoring range, and he's going to have to take that against a crowded out opponent. So he goes and attacks Sakana, which is interesting. The first attack is only going to net him 1 damage, and then the second attack, I believe, is going to miss. Sakana's going to counter and do a dodge. Well, first here's the charge attack. It looks like, oh sorry, it's an attack with a crowd out and a bonus time, I believe, and it doesn't do anything. Doesn't get Flint quite where he needs to go. And then Sakana's going to counter and dodge, basically, and then finally we're going to see Siren come in, and she's going to charge Flint. She's going to miss on this roll, which is just awful, and that's going to That's going to end the turn. Actually, it looks like I haven't updated the score there, but it is, the turn 1 is going to end with Masons at 2, the Fishermen at 4. Masons lead the momentum race by 3, so Andrew can pick a number of things to do here. But again, I just want to point out, like, probably a really good idea at this point, especially with Shark, especially with those 3-0 teams and a guy like Shark who is just an absolutely prolific scorer with that craziest legendary play that's going to keep you caught in a net. You just don't. It would be better keep him on the ground first turn, farm a bunch of momentum, tear him all the way down for damage, and then deal with him. So it looks like now we're starting the second turn. They're playing Grudge Match on, it looks like, on Siren and Grayscale. They're also going to dodge with Seize the Initiative. Mallet's going to dodge forward, and Grayscale is also going to dodge kind of closer into that scrum there to try to block things. Flint's going to come in. He's going to activate Flint first. And now they're just kind of figuring out where things are going. You can see Shark coming in there at the top of the screen. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with the sped up footage here. So they're allocating influence. Shark is going to go in again with a big old stack, and then we're going to see more on Siren. You're going to see it, and then a few on each of the role players there. Grayscales is, I believe, going to get 2. Sakana's going to get 1. Siren's going to get 2. So yeah, this is turn 2 is really the turn you figure out if you can beat Fish or not, because if you can survive the feet turn against Fish, against Shark specifically, then you're in good shape. If Shark gets 2 goals on feet turn, it's over. Like the game, you just call it. Here we can see Flint coming in. Where'd they go? And then he comes in, attacks Siren, misses the first attack. Siren's going to counter for a double dodge, which is interesting, but she's going to stay in melee with him, which is interesting. The second attack is going to get him, I believe he's going to get a momentous something out of it. I think it's a momentous dodge or something. And then he's just going to walk out of combat. He's just decided, I've had enough. I should be okay to just walk out. And because Siren doesn't have a knockdown, she has a tackle, but he has close control. It's not really that big of a deal for him to basically just walk up to where he wants to go. Still kind of figuring out how the angle of approach here. And that's another thing that's extremely important in Guild Ball, right? Is you want to know exactly where your angles are going to be. Here comes that was that counterattack I was talking about. And then there's the final goal kick there by Flint, and the goal is good. Masons are up 6 to Fish's 4. There's the throw-in. That throw-in is going to scatter to the center of the scrum with 2 Fish players and Brick all kind of jostling for the ball. And the craziest thing is Brick walks away. He wins the dice off for kick, despite being a 1-6 or a 2-6 or 2-7 with Football Legend. He ends up snapping the ball there against Jack and Sakana. So now Aaron's trying to figure out what to do. Shark has just come back in. He's got himself a nice full clip of influence. I think it's maybe only 5. I don't remember. But he's like, well, Shark, guess what Shark can do? He can come right back in and score right again. So we're measuring this out. Shark is going to go ahead and charge. He'll go in and I believe he's charging Brick, and he's going to basically momentous push dodge. Andrew forgets to countercharge with marbles here, which is kind of nuts. And then he's gonna take another, I think he takes another dodge here, just to get kind of line himself up a little closer. And he's kind of, right now he's kind of wedged between Mallet and Brick. So he's going to have to pull off a really big hit here. He's got a Tidal Surge, so he bonus times this. And again, he's looking for big dice here against Brick. He is suffering a crowd out against Mallet. But yeah, the idea here is to get the Tidal Surge and then dodge up to the goal and then finally kick the goal. So let's see. So there we go. It looks like he does actually net. Oh wait, are we still? Oh, that was the Momentous Bush dodge. Yeah, and so now he really does need a really big hit here. There's the big roll. Because of Brick is in so many different crowd outs, Shark is going to get that roll. So he tackled the ball, he did a momentous dodge, and now he went ahead and kicked the goal. And there you go. There's a second goal by Fish. He also does the legendary play in the middle of that activation, which freezes Andrew's entire team except for Flint. But the problem is Flint already went. I mean, this is big issue for the Masons. They throw it in. It snaps to Harmony, I believe. So now we're Honor's gonna get going. She's gonna start putting in some work on Salt. She ends up murdering Salt here, triggering Loved Creature. So you know, Aaron's gonna lose his mascot there. Andrew's gonna score 1 point, but now he has a problem. So Masons are gonna end up being at 7 to the Fish 8 once this guy's done. She's then going to pass the ball to her sister, Harmony. And now we have to figure out, like, what is Harmony going to do with the ball? She can't really go anywhere. So she basically takes the ball, acrobatics behind her sister there. And they're just going to hunker down and hope for a better turn, because this turn is essentially over for the Masons. So now we have Siren there. Siren is trying to figure out what to do. We're just measuring some more coverage here. Siren's gonna walk up, and she is going to seduce Mallet to hit Brick. That's gonna do 2 momentous damage to Brick. Mallet's gonna activate and do nothing. Still kind of checking. Okay, can Siren... This is Siren trying to figure out if she can actually get over and seduce Honor or Harmony. Maybe cause Honor to launch an attack against Harmony, or the other way around. It doesn't look like he's going to get the angle he wants there. So instead, he's just going to go ahead and launch a couple of attacks on Brick. So Siren goes into Brick for a couple of swings. And she does manage to proc Seduction there, causing Mallet to hit Brick for the Momentous 2. And like I said, Mallet's going to go and do nothing. And now Aaron's going to try to... How does he actually clear this board here? Because he has him on feet turn. He can go wherever he wants. The problem is the Masons are so thick as far as where they are, where they can and can't go, that Aaron now has to start thinking about crowd control. Alright, so that we watched the end of Siren's activation. Sorry, we're going a little bit slower on this turn than normal. I'm trying to just sort of recap this, watching it all and fast forward. And again, we're not really sure. Aaron's not really sure what he can do to kind of clear this scrum so that he can try to get back there where Harmony is. So he moves Jack in the middle here, and he does something really incredible. He goes ahead and does Jack's heroic play, which is just awesome because he's going to clear out essentially the center of the board. He's going to move, importantly, he's going to move Brick out of any reasonable countercharge lanes. Marbles is going to be so far back, like behind the line of scrimmage, that the Marbles countercharge is now off the table. And he keeps Mallet in there with Jack and swings on Mallet. And then he's going to go ahead and he takes a swing on Mallet. He knocks down Mallet, which is great. And so now he has a fairly clear path there to the ball. The unfortunate thing is, like, who should actually go back there and get the ball? Brick is gonna go and do nothing. That's why it's hard for me to recap this, because like, I don't know at what point Brick does nothing. Grayscales is gonna go ahead and he's gonna move over to Harmony. So he's gonna basically move up, and then where'd he go? Like, slide all the way around to behind Harmony, so he's not facing that honor takeout, and he tackles the ball off of Harmony. So now Grayscales has the ball. Marbles is gonna go, and Marbles is thinking about going up there, trying to harass Grayscales a little bit, which I don't think is a horrible plan if Honor is in melee with him, but Grayscales does have that unpredictable movement, so that sort of gets walked back. And yeah, it looks like we missed the part where Marbles sprints towards Brick, Shark, and then Siren attacks Brick. I'm sorry, it is Sakana to get weak point. Okay. So it's a really tight game right now. It's anybody's game. In fact, the Masons are in good shape, considering they did survive that feat turn and only had to deal with the one goal. It looks like the Masons are still up a little bit in terms of momentum, and they're gonna win the turn here. And so Andrew's trying to figure out, okay, well, at 7 points, he needs 5 to win the game. He doesn't want to score a goal without that being the last thing, because it's going to give it right back to Shark and the Fish, and then they're going to go ahead and score their last goal, meaning all the points that Andrew would just work towards here are going to be gone. So he's trying to figure out, how does he get a 5-point activation? And he's thinking linked is the way to do it. You could go in, beat up a target, maybe, and the candidates there are Grayscales. You could go after Shark, who's still low health, or he could go back into Salt. Salt's pretty far off the board there. In fact, I think it was kind of a mistake to bring Salt in on that same side, because he's just becoming it. Once you get that odd number of points, then it doesn't make sense not to just kill that the otter again and even it up for that. So what he decides to do is attack Grayscales. Grayscales is going to counter after this. I don't think she does anything to Grayscales. I think it's just like a momentous dodge or something. Grayscales is going to counterattack, and he's going to get himself a momentous dodge. Well, right now they're trying to figure out, like, who does he kill. And the thing is, to me, it's gonna matter where the monkey is, and with the monkey being you know, right there where shark is, maybe you go after shark, but I don't know. There's probably another way to do this. They could have both stayed in on Grayscales, tried to keep the ball, play a little keep away, lock down shark. There's a couple of ways they could have done this. So she goes ahead. Honor goes ahead and charges shark, and she's gonna do a knockdown on him, and then she's got some more stuff that she's got to figure out to do with him. She'll do a momentous push dodge on shark. I'm a little bit ahead of where the actual miniatures are moving there. So there we go. There you see the push dodge on shark. Now Harmony's gonna link because Honor dropped her the ball before she charged. So Harmony's gonna go, and then she's gonna charge Salt. So the idea here is she's gonna try to get the 5 points herself by charging Salt, trying to kill Salt, which is Salt's at 4 health, and normally that's not an issue on a charge for most players, but Harmony 1 suffers from a very long playbook and not very great damage at all, even though she's borrowing her sister's tack. It doesn't quite work out. She decides to punt the ball, and so she's punted the ball behind the fish goalpost there, with the hopes that Flint can go get that ball. Essentially keeping the pressure on the fish player. They have to clear that ball in one turn, or they're going to be in trouble. Aaron comes up with this really cool plan. He's just going to charge Siren into Flint there. And I believe he has to go past Brick. He has to take another parting blow from Brick. So here comes the parting blow. Brick again is hoping for 3 5s. Doesn't get it. He only gets 2 5s. So he just does 2 damage to Siren as she's going by. Siren gets to complete her charge. Flint's going to go ahead in defensive stance. So Siren's going to be able to dodge into the ball. And then she does the really cool thing is she kicks it right off the pitch so that it's thrown in from the center of the board. That's the easiest way to clear the ball in that specific situation. You can guarantee that the ball is going off the board by placing it on the very edge, and you know, a scatter of one inch is enough to take it off the board. So now the ball goes into the middle of the field. I think there's another little scrum for it there. The ball scatters over to Jack. So now, Flint's gonna go. He's gonna, where'd they go? And he's gonna go back and charge Jack. Oh wait, what am I on? Oh, yeah, and really just do nothing but tackle the ball. And then Grayscales is gonna go. After that, Grayscales is gonna charge Flint. Flint's gonna defensive stance. He's gonna be able to tackle the ball and then kick in that final goal. So final score there is 12-7 to Fish. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next game. Thanks for watching.